Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and we got some breaking news for you this morning. The Las Vegas Raiders have gone out, and they have traded for quarterback Jarrett Stidham. So, Jarrett Stidham is a interesting player because I can remember all the way back in the 2019 draft when the New England Patriots went ahead and they drafted him in the 4th round, 133rd overall. I thought it was a little bit of a head-scratcher, and well, everyone was saying Jarrett Stidham is going to be the heir apparent, the replacement for Tom Brady when he goes ahead and he retires. I think the biggest reason why the Raiders went ahead and they made this deal is because he knows Josh McDaniels, he knows Dave Ziegler, and he knows that system. I am not sitting up here telling you guys that he is going to be the replacement for Derek Carr. He's going to be the heir apparent to Derek Carr. I am simply telling you that bringing in Jarrett Stidham is going to help some of these other players, hell, maybe even like a Garrett Gilbert, maybe even like a Chase Garbers, some of these other backup quarterbacks, Nick Mullens, understand the system better. So before we get into more of this here a little bit, what is your one-word reaction to the Raiders going ahead and trading for Jarrett Stidham? My one-word reaction is car salesman. And I don't know if that's a one-word reaction, but the reason why I'm going to go ahead and give it a car salesman is because McDaniels has said that he views quarterbacks, and he views them like if you can get them at a cheaper value, you can then move on from them and get more in the future. He's done it his entire career, whether that be Jimmy Garoppolo, whether that be Jacoby Brissett. They find players that they think are good, and they could potentially flip them for a profit, just like car salesmen do with a leasing option or whatever the hell. I'm not a car salesman. All I know is this. They think that Jarrett Stidham is worth more than what they paid for him, and if they can flip him in the future for a 5th-round pick, then that makes them very happy. In terms of what type of quarterback are you going to be getting, he's 6'3", 215 pounds. Last season did not play. In 2020, had a 50% completion percentage, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Not only that, the Patriots drafted Mac Jones, so that tells you that they weren't super excited about him. And they also went ahead and they signed Cam Newton. So they saw enough out of Stidham to be like, you know what, this guy's probably not good enough to be a starter in the National Football League, but he's smart. I'm not saying that he's going to be our new Nathan Peterman because shout out to him, he's gone to the Chicago Bears. But I do know this, he is not going to be competing with Derek Carr for a starting job. So here's the trade that went down bright and early this morning. The Raiders, they go ahead, they get an extra quarterback. They now have 5 on their roster. And they also get a 2023 7th-round pick. New England gets a 6th-round pick. I'm also more than okay doing this because there's good value here. And I've talked to people, and it does sound like the Raiders are going to get some extra comp picks. So from what I've heard, you're going to get an extra 5th, a 6th, and a 7th next season in the draft. So essentially, I still think you're going to have a 7th round or a 6th-round pick. So go down to the comment section right now if you're watching this, whether you're a Raider fan, whether you're a Patriots fan, whether you're an NFL fan. Who won the deal? If you think that the Las Vegas Raiders went ahead and won the deal, go ahead and type LV. If you think that the New England Patriots went ahead and won the deal, go ahead and type NE. I think both sides could absolutely say that they came away as a winner here. But, of course, I am going to go with the Raiders. I'm going to put my faith in McDaniels. I'm going to put my faith in Ziegler because they've had themselves one hell of an offseason. So after the trade, here is what the Raiders' depth chart looks like as it stands right now. I still have DC, obviously, as the number 1. It's also why I wore the jersey. Nick Mullens, I believe, is more talented and a better quarterback, despite his picture looking like he got stung by a bee seconds before this photo was taken. Then you got Jarrett Stidham, Garrett Gilbert, and Chase Garbers. So I think Stidham is more talented and would have the upper edge over Gilbert for the simple fact of he has that continuity. He knows the system a little bit better. Yeah, I know a lot of people are excited about Chase Garbers. I personally do not see it whatsoever. And we know that Stidham isn't going to be taking Carr's job. He really needs to be able to come in here and compete to be the backup behind Mullens. And yeah, we're going to get to see preseason games, which I'm excited about because this season the Raiders have 5. So we're going to see more than just Nathan Peterman out there because obviously no more Mariota and whatnot. But for Stidham, he is a little bit of a different quarterback than some of these other guys. And I personally will get into more of some of his physical traits, some of the things that I think he does pretty well. But if you haven't already, guys, I would love if you would go ahead and subscribe to the Raiders Report. We're pumping out content every single day. And in fact, you guys are going to get a video a little bit later on in terms of this week where we're going to go ahead and break down the schedule release. I'm hoping I get it before it's actually released here. But if you love news, if you love rumors, if you love trades, I will have a video for you. So if you bleed silver and black, take a second here, I promise you. Hit that subscribe button. We'll keep you educated. We'll also, don't worry, we're not afraid to have a good time. If you don't believe me, go ahead and look at my Davante Adams video. The whole staff and I, Jeremy Chugs and all, we had one hell of a time there. So seriously, hit that subscribe button. Let's look at Derek Carr's numbers here because I can already hear the Twitter sphere. And they're like, oh no, Jarrett Stidham, he played in New England. They drafted him. Is Derek going to be in jeopardy? This could be a whole Matt Castle situation. No. It's not going to happen. Is DC coming off arguably one of his worst years of his career? Yeah, I agree with that. 23 touchdowns, 19 turnovers. But everything that this entire offseason has revolved around, it has revolved around Derek Carr. Trading for Davante Adams, building the interior offensive line in the draft, going out and getting guys like DeMarcus Robinson, Keelan Cole. They have done everything in their power to show Derek is the guy. Now, yes, he is on a one-year prove-it deal, and he makes $19.9 million this year, has the opportunity to make $34 next year, $40, and then $40 again. He does technically have a one-year prove-it deal, DC, but Jarrett Stidham also only has 1 year left on his contract. So with the fact that the Raiders went ahead and they made this deal, they're going to owe Jarrett $965,000. I would love $965,000. Don't get me wrong. If I looked at my gusto, my payment check, and that's what I got, I'd be like, hell yeah, it's a good year. For NFL players, so if a quarterback's getting that much, we kind of know what the NFL thinks of them at this current moment. So Jarrett Stidham, good quarterback, but let's not pump the brake, or let's pump the brakes on it a little bit. Now, if you haven't already, please go ahead and give me a follow on IG and on Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365. I tweeted about the trade a little bit before I was able to make a video. I had to run some errands this morning before I came into the Chat Sports studios. Also, if you're in the Dallas area and you want to come have brunch with Graphic Raider and I, we are going to be having brunch at 11 a.m. on Saturday, May 14th at Hero. I've had more details on my Instagram story. It's also on my page as well. So if you want to come have brunch with Graphic Raider and I, go to my IG, go to my Twitter. The details are there. So with the Raiders going out and making this move, what you have now in Jarrett Stidham, and when I look at some of my draft notes here, my draft notes, and this might make some people laugh, his NFL comp for me was A.J. McCarron. I viewed Jarrett Stidham and A.J. McCarron like the exact same quarterback. They had some size at 6'3", 215. You could tell that he was intelligent. He can decipher defenses. That's great. The issue is this. He doesn't have a good arm. He's not that athletic overall, and I mean, you're talking about somebody who never really truly got better, I'll say, after his 2017 season. He sometimes drops his eyes, loses the poise in the pocket, and he gets happy feet, man. Like, those are my negative cons on Stidham. In terms of the good stuff, he's competitive. He's got above average accuracy when he's on the move to his right side. But you're just looking for an intelligent quarterback that you can help build your offense and try to teach not only the quarterbacks in the room, the running backs, the wide receivers, the offensive linemen, the tight ends on practice that, okay, this is what we're looking for here. This is what you need to be able to do and execute it on the X's and O's. That way when you go out there during the game day, you can actually execute it, not with Jarrett Stidham, but with Derek Carr. So after seeing the quarterback room, we got 5 guys here, okay? Not the burger place. This is actually cheaper than 5 guys. Rate the Raiders quarterback room. Scale it. 1 to 100. A lot of nuts, though. Free nuts. Scale it 1 to 100. 1, you think it's the worst quarterback room in the National Football League. 100, you think it's the best room in the National Football League. I'm going to go ahead and give this like a 75 and 80. I have a lot of confidence in Derek Carr, but there are some other teams out there that I do think have some better backups, obviously some better starters as well. Don't get it twisted. DC is a really good quarterback. Nick Mullens is a really good backup, and then it just simply comes down to some of these other players being able to fall in line here. So it's an okay quarterback room, but again, it's not the best one in the National Football League. Remember, y'all, the NFL schedule will be released today, and I'm going to get you guys a video. I'm hoping that I get it before it's actually released, because I already got most of it. So hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And Jeremy's telling me they're going 17-0. Well, I don't know if I'll predict that, but I am predicting that the Raiders are going to go to the playoffs, so spoiler alert there. Hit that sub button, turn on those notifications, and I'll see you all in a few hours when the schedule is released.